UNITE stands for Urban Needs and Teacher Education, and it's a teacher preparation program.
Our professor, Dr. Simmons and Dr. Castellan, connected us through an email saying, I went to a conference in Detroit and I met Kate and Chase, and they think this is the perfect match, the perfect opportunity for us to have a foundation and have roots for getting students together to have conversations about what it means to be an urban school teacher.
An urban educator is just another teacher. We just might need different tools that suburban teachers or rural teachers might not require.
Our important job of UNITE is to bring our members tools to grow with and to be better educators and to prepare themselves for a sustainable future.
Coming into it, I didn't really know anything about urban education, and I didn't even really know the differences between urban and suburban.
In an urban environment, you have to try to connect to all of the students and all of their different backgrounds and learning styles.
UNITE really filled the gap for me between a suburban and an urban setting and the differences and the challenges that come with that.
Students felt more comfortable and confident going into an urban environment rather than going maybe back to their home community that wasn't so urban. We need our best teachers in our urban schools, and Loyola produces those best teachers.
Without UNITE, there would have been, I think I would have actually lost all motivation to continue in education because I wouldn't have had the correct tools, to be an effective educator in that kind of environment, and that could have discouraged me maybe out of the profession entirely.
I think we're just teachers and we have a passion for urban education.
So as the first East Coast chapter, the first Jesuit University chapter, and the first private university chapter, we recognize that we're a little different from the chapters that are in the Midwest and around the Chicago area. We recognize the Jesuit values of diversity, leadership, service, and community as the basis of the important things that are in the UNITE chapter here at Loyola. As we've developed over the under 2 years, we've really recognized our identity as a UNITE chapter and as a Jesuit chapter of UNITE. We had a lot of professional development opportunities. We've also had exciting opportunities to take trips. We went to Philadelphia for a day trip and we visited 3 different schools and 3 different groups, and we had the experience of immersing ourselves into the community, and we really got to see where the students were coming from, what their home lives were like, and we got to talk to the principals and founders of the schools and talk about the important things that they look for in teachers and why it's so necessary to be prepared and aware of who your students really are.
The greatest assets that I think UNITE brings is the community feel. So one week we could be talking about a field experience that I had, and then we could talk about what's going on in one of the seniors' internships, or we could even be talking to an alumni UNITE member about their first year experience teaching. So we have all these different perspectives that we're trying to bring together to create better urban educators. So we're learning from our mistakes, we're bringing in new things that we try, all just to make better teachers in the end. I feel like the biggest impact that UNITE has had on the Loyola School of Education is kind of changing the School of Ed into more of an urban school of education, because we are in an urban city. So we should be serving the community that we're in.
The impact that UNITE has just on Loyola's campus is profound.
The energy is something that's palatable and notable on campus. I see that in tangible ways what it has forced us to do as a faculty and as administrators is take a hard look at the quality of the field experiences that we have for our students. And I really appreciate the candid and openness of the students to tell us what is working in terms of our preparation, in terms of our education, but also pointing out the areas that we need to work on.
So the important and unique part about the UNITE organization is that we're maintaining high standards for teachers before they enter the classroom and continuing to have those standards while they're teachers in the classrooms.
What I can take away and apply to my own teaching is the sense of building a classroom community where everyone is comfortable to talk about things such as race and class.
Having conversations around different topics that are uncomfortable, like talking about white privilege and talking about being a white teacher in an all-black classroom, or
all Hispanic classroom, like knowing that that's an impact and you have to be aware of your social identities in order to successfully teach in an urban environment.
And I think that addressing those things and making a classroom environment where it's comfortable to talk about that is something that's more important than I ever realized before Unite.
What our Unite chapter might lack in physical diversity, we definitely make up in our teaching diversity. We have secondary ed majors, grad students, and elementary ed majors all coming together to give their input on their different teaching styles.
In the future, I really see a stronger presence and impact of Unite in Baltimore City as a whole. I would look to see Baltimore as the next Unite hub on the East Coast. I see Unite in the future supporting our teachers, supporting our peers, and supporting the people who are still in the Unite program and who have graduated from the Unite program on the college level.
Seeing as we're the only East Coast chapter, we're the first one, but the only one, that limits us. It kind of isolates us. And I think we need to start growing this learning community of urban educators by growing our chapters and getting our surrounding universities and even outside of our surrounding universities to buy into what Unite is doing and grow their own individualized Unite chapters.
So if we can spread that impact to other universities and all over Baltimore, I really see like a great effect in the future.
Probably the biggest advice I'd give to someone who's thinking about joining Unite is to step back and join and just bring what you have to the table. So you could be not even connected to education, but if you have something that you can bring to help the students, then we want you in our chapter.